So mine's a little informational since I am a librarian, but if you want a little bit of serenity, feel free to just look at the pictures and tune me out if you like. So I'm in my 11th season at the Como Japanese Garden, so I just want to share a little bit of what I've learned through my seasons there. If you want, you can respond via Twitter or shout out, how many Japanese gardens do you guys think in Minnesota are in the top 25? 4, 2, 1. Okay, all over. I will let you know at the end. I got to keep you hanging. So there's 4 gardens I'm going to mention in my talk. The first one, Carleton College. Second one, good old Como. Bottom right is Normandale Community College. Left is the Arboretum. So every garden starts with a design. However, Japanese gardens are slightly different. The designers like to see the whole project through. They don't like to hand it off to Joe Schmo that's, lifting rocks and cranes and gonna slap something together. So on the right, we have Matsuda-san, who designed the Como Japanese garden. On the left, we have Mr. Slauson, who did the Carleton College Japanese garden, and he actually visits annually to make sure the garden follows his design. Don't be like Como and hire California to do your construction process. Your garden is gonna just suck. The first go around, we didn't do a good job. The pond leaked and we had to redesign it 10 years later. So instead, our second garden, what we're doing to help reduce water runoff is we have an overflow area of a dry riverbed to protect the greenery and the plants and the water. How many of you know that Como, actually, what you currently see is the second Japanese garden? There was one back in the 1900s where Cozy Lake was. Yeah, that got ripped out for the golf course. No longer exists. There were 4 granite lanterns in that early Japanese garden. They're now in the current Japanese garden, so you still have a bit of that 1900s look. So we reuse materials in the Como Japanese garden. We also like to reuse scenery. So at Carleton College, they used existing plant material, the large trees, shrubs, all of that incorporated older, more established feel. Again, kind of keeping green. Recycling. Arboretum, they collect every single thing that they cut or trim and compost it and use that as fertilizer throughout their gardens. We also like to reuse, and next slide, plants. So how many of you, does anyone here have a Japanese maple? No. Yes? Oh, do you take it in the winter? Oh, you're good. They're very hard to maintain, so we use Korean maples to kind of mimic that look. So you one-upped us. Moss, a little hard to keep, so we use on the left, we use Irish moss, which has a little white flower in the summer. Very nice if you're looking for something to plant in your garden this year. On the left, cherry blossoms. Anyone? DC, Japan, they're just gorgeous in the springtime. Hard to keep in Minnesota winters, so we use the crabapple tree and the redbud on the right. How many of you have some bamboo, the lucky bamboo growing in your office, something like that? Yes, we use bamboo for all of our fencing, edging, all of that. We try to use sustainable materials or logs that have been recaptured. Materials, in Como, we use all local stones. So the quarries that we got all of our stonework from are in Apple Valley. Anyone in Apple Valley like me? All right. Or in Chaska. So that's where you're going to find our local work. There's me, a couple of my other volunteers. That's what keeps Como going. Bloomington, Normandale, they have awesome city council and sister city relationship. Carleton College has endowments. They have a little bit more money. If you answered 3, you're correct on how many Japanese gardens are in the top 25. Carleton College is 7th. Como's 19th. Arboretum is 20th in the country. So please take some time to visit these this upcoming spring and summer. They're gorgeous. And just a little heads up, if you didn't know, Como's expanding. We're adding a new wing called the Japanese Garden Experience, starting in 2011. So you'll have 365 days of the year a view of the Japanese garden. And just a little nod to my fellow shutterbugs who helped provide the photos for this slideshow. So thank you, and come visit me at Como.